In today's news from the USVI criminal courts, we learn of one woman who was arrested for driving under the influence following a collision in Christiansted, and four people, two couples, who were arrested in connection with a shooting incident. The vehicular collision occurred on September 16th when the VIPD was alerted via a 911 call to an accident on Queen Street in Christiansted. The responding officer found a visibly damaged vehicle in the middle of the roadway, empty. After conducting a short search for the occupants, police were informed by a passerby that the driver of the vehicle was being held in the Circle 1 bar. On his way to find the driver, the officer noted two more damaged vehicles, both parked. Investigations later found that the vehicle in the middle of the road had hit both parked vehicles along the way. Officers were able to identify Megan Nicole Smith when they arrived at Circle 1. Upon approach, she confirmed that she was the driver involved in the accident, which she said occurred while she was heading east on Queen Street near the Company House Hotel. Smith admitted to having two drinks after work before the accident. However, the officer said he could smell the alcohol wafting from Smith, who was also observed to be unsteady on her feet, swaying side to side with glassy eyes. At that point, Smith was asked to take 3 field sobriety tests, but after unsuccessfully struggling through 2 of them, she declined the third, saying, "No, I'll go to jail. I have bond money." After that, she stood with her hands behind her back, ready to be handcuffed. Police interviewed several other people, 2 of whom said they were inside the bar when they heard a crashing sound. Subsequently, they observed a distraught Smith exiting her vehicle. The woman, who had earlier directed police to the bar, said she called the collision in, while the male witness ushered Smith inside, where police eventually found her. In court on Monday, a judge ordered Smith's immediate release upon the posting of 10% of the assessed $1,000 bail requirement. She is not permitted to leave St. Croix without written permission from the court and must surrender her passport. Smith is also required to report to the Office of Probation every Tuesday and is not permitted to consume alcohol while the case is pending. She is, however, allowed to drive herself to and from work. Also on St. Croix, 2 men and their girlfriends were all arrested in connection with the shooting incident on June 25th. The victims, another couple, said they had gone out for drinks when they were shot. The male gunshot victim said that he was driving his girlfriend's white Jeep Compass on the day in question and was making his way down the Melvin Evans Highway just past the West Airport traffic light when he noticed a vehicle up ahead. A little further down the road, he says he noticed he was closing the distance between the vehicles, and so he decided to overtake. While executing the maneuver, the man said he heard gunshots ring out, 4 or 5 of them, as well as the sound of breaking glass. That's when he says he realized it was his vehicle that was the target of the shooting. He reportedly lost control and spun out and told police he feared for his life at that point, as well as that of his girlfriend. Regaining control, the man continued driving westward, fearful that the gunmen would continue their attack. After the initial shock wore off, the man says his girlfriend began complaining of a burning sensation in her stomach. That's when she noticed she had been shot. Around the same time, the man said he began feeling wetness on the back of his shirt. That's when the pain kicked in. He'd been shot as well. The couple immediately drove themselves to the Juan F. Louis Hospital for treatment, where they discovered that the male partner had been shot in his upper back while his girlfriend had been wounded in the upper right side of her abdomen. She also had injuries to her right elbow and forearm. At the hospital, a nurse removed a projectile which had lodged itself in the man's shirt. In the aftermath of the shooting, the man said he did not know who had shot at them. All he could tell police is that they were driving a tan or light-colored Chevrolet Equinox with the glass near the trunk broken on the driver's side. The police investigation began with an examination of the couple's vehicle, which officers observed was riddled with bullets, particularly to the passenger side door and the front passenger side tire. There was also shattered rear glass on the passenger side. Officers next returned to the scene of the shooting, where they found shell casings on the roadway. At that point, the 911 emergency call center issued an all-points bulletin on the suspect's vehicle, that tan or light-colored Chevy Equinox. The next day, June 26, the 911 call center confirmed that a vehicle matching that description was found in Old Fredericksburg. When police arrived in the area, they found the SUV. It was a silver Equinox, complete with a broken rear side glass on the driver's side. The vehicle was parked alongside several other abandoned vehicles on an unknown property. A review of surveillance camera footage and interviews with an unnamed witness pointed VIPD investigators to Rosniel Bautista, Angel Perez, Indiera Morales, and Rihanna Thompson. All four were arrested and charged. The men with first-degree attempted murder, first and third-degree assault, unauthorized possession of a firearm, unauthorized possession of ammunition, discharging or aiming a firearm, and reckless endangerment. The women were charged with first and second-degree assault as accessories after the fact, as well as misprision of a felony. On Monday, the judge told Bautista that he must pay his $100,000 bail in full to secure his release, while Perez was permitted to post an unsecured bond for the bail amount. Bautista, if he can come up with the full amount, will then be placed on a 24-hour house arrest fitted with an electronic monitor and able to leave only for court appearances, emergencies, and meetings with his attorney. Perez will not have an electronic monitor, but will also be on a 24-hour house arrest. He can leave home for work, court appearances, or medical emergencies. Meanwhile, Morales and Thompson were bailed in the sum of $37,500 each. Morales can post an unsecured bond for the full amount, while Thompson must pony up at least $2,000 in cash before she can be released.